Yeah! Ah!
The smoke cleared from the rooftop of the Hong Kong Plaza building. Bruce Lee stood alone, his body covered in cuts and bruises, facing 7 masked ninjas dressed in black. Their swords gleamed under the moonlight, like silver teeth, waiting to bite. Behind Bruce, inside the building, 30 innocent children were trapped in a locked room, their terrified cries echoing through the night. The lead ninja stepped forward, his voice cold as winter steel. "Bruce Lee, you have 10 minutes. Surrender now, or watch everyone you're trying to protect die. You cannot defeat all 7 of us. You're just one man." Bruce wiped blood from his lip and took his fighting stance. His eyes burned with determination that had been forged through years of discipline and honor. One man with a pure heart is stronger than 1,000 men with evil intentions. You want these children? You'll have to go through me first. Before we dive into this incredible story, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our next amazing tale of courage and justice. The ninjas laughed, a sound that sent chills through the humid Hong Kong air. They had been sent by the Crimson Shadow Syndicate, the most dangerous criminal organization in Asia. Their mission was simple: kidnap the children of wealthy business leaders and demand millions in ransom. Bruce Lee, who was teaching a martial arts class in the building that evening, was the only thing standing between them and their dark mission. But what these ninjas didn't know was that Bruce Lee wasn't just a martial arts instructor. He was a man who had spent his entire life preparing for this exact moment. 25 years earlier, in the crowded streets of San Francisco's Chinatown, a young Bruce Lee watched helplessly as thugs attacked an elderly Chinese shopkeeper. The old man, Master Chen, refused to pay protection money to local gangs. Bruce was only 12 years old, small for his age, with skinny arms and legs that looked like bamboo sticks. The thugs laughed at Master Chen. "You think honor can protect you, old man? Money and power are the only things that matter in this world." Young Bruce wanted to help, but fear froze his feet to the sidewalk. He watched Master Chen get beaten while other people walked past, pretending they saw nothing. The shame of that moment burned into Bruce's soul like a brand. That night, he made a promise to himself. Never again would he stand by while evil people hurt the innocent. The next morning, Bruce knocked on Master Chen's door. The old man answered, his face swollen and bruised, one eye almost shut. "Master Chen," Bruce said, his voice shaking but determined, "please teach me Kung Fu. I want to become strong enough to protect people who can't protect themselves." Master Chen studied the skinny boy for a long moment. "Strength doesn't come from muscles, young Bruce. It comes from here." He pointed to Bruce's chest. "True power is born from discipline, respect, and the courage to stand up when everyone else sits down. Are you ready to dedicate your life to this path?" Bruce nodded without hesitation. From that day forward, his life changed completely. Every morning before school, Bruce trained for 2 hours. Every evening after homework, another 3 hours of practice. While other children played games and watched television, Bruce practiced kicks until his legs trembled with exhaustion. He studied ancient martial arts philosophy, learning that fighting wasn't about destroying your enemy. It was about protecting the innocent and preserving peace. Master Chen was a strict teacher who showed no mercy during training. "Pain is temporary," he would say as Bruce struggled through difficult exercises. "But the character you build through hard work lasts forever. Remember, Bruce, a true martial artist never seeks violence. But when violence finds the innocent, a true martial artist must be ready to stand as their shield." Years passed. Bruce's body transformed from skinny child to powerful young man. But more importantly, his mind developed the wisdom to know when to fight and when to walk away. Master Chen taught him that real strength meant protecting the weak, defending the helpless, and never using violence for personal gain or pride. When Bruce turned 23, Master Chen called him for a special conversation. The old master was now 75, his hair completely white, his movements slower than before. "Bruce," he said softly, "I'm dying. The cancer has spread too far for doctors to help." Bruce felt tears burning in his eyes. Master, please. Listen carefully. Master Chen interrupted gently. I have one final lesson for you. Throughout history, there have always been people who use power to hurt others. The Crimson Shadow Syndicate is one such group. They operate in darkness, kidnapping, stealing, and killing innocent people. Someday, they may cross your path. The old master placed his wrinkled hand on Bruce's shoulder. When that day comes, remember everything I taught you. Fighting isn't about winning or losing. It's about standing up for what's right, even when you're afraid, even when you're alone, even when victory seems impossible. 3 days later, Master Chen passed away peacefully in his sleep. At the funeral, Bruce made another promise. He would honor his teacher's memory by living the principles they had practiced together. For the next 2 years, Bruce traveled across Asia, studying different martial arts styles and teaching wherever he went. He never charged money from poor students. He opened schools in small villages where children had no opportunities. His reputation grew not because he sought fame, but because people recognized genuine goodness when they saw it. But the Crimson Shadow Syndicate also noticed him. A martial arts master who taught honor and justice was dangerous to their criminal empire. They wanted to send a message to everyone in Hong Kong. No one could stand against their power. No one could protect the innocent from their plans. So they planned the perfect trap. On a quiet Tuesday evening, while Bruce was teaching a children's martial arts class on the top floor of Hong Kong Plaza, the ninjas struck. They sealed all the exits, trapped the children in a locked room, and waited for Bruce to surrender. They expected him to beg for mercy. They expected fear. Instead, they found something they'd never encountered before. A man who had spent his entire life preparing to protect others, no matter the cost. The first ninja attacked with lightning speed, his sword slicing through the air toward Bruce's neck. Bruce ducked low, feeling the blade whisper past his ear, so close it cut a few strands of his hair. Before the ninja could recover, Bruce delivered a powerful side kick that sent the attacker crashing into the rooftop ventilation system. 6 left, Bruce muttered, his breathing controlled and steady. 2 ninjas attacked together from different angles, their movements perfectly synchronized like a deadly dance. Bruce became water, fluid, adaptable, impossible to catch. He moved between their strikes with graceful precision, using their own momentum against them. A spinning back fist caught one ninja in the jaw. An elbow strike dropped the second, for left. But these remaining ninjas were different. They were the elite fighters, the ones who had trained for 20 years in the ancient arts of assassination. They spread out in a wide circle around Bruce, their eyes cold and calculating behind their masks. The lead ninja spoke again, his voice filled with dark respect. You're better than we expected, Bruce Lee. But you're getting tired. Your breathing is heavier. That cut on your arm is bleeding. How much longer can you last? Bruce glanced quickly at the building entrance where the children were trapped. He could hear their frightened cries. Some were calling for their parents. Others were crying softly. Every second he delayed meant more fear for those innocent kids. I can last as long as necessary, Bruce replied, wiping sweat from his forehead. Because I'm not fighting for myself. I'm fighting for them. The ninjas attacked all at once, a coordinated assault designed to overwhelm even the greatest fighter. Swords flashed. Fists flew. The rooftop became a blur of motion and violence. Bruce blocked, dodged, and countered with moves that seemed impossible. His body moved like poetry written in combat, each technique flowing naturally into the next. But the ninjas were right. He was getting tired. A sword cut across his shoulder, drawing blood. A punch connected with his ribs, cracking something inside. Pain shot through his body like lightning, but Bruce refused to fall. He thought about Master Chen, about all those years of training, about the promise he'd made to protect the innocent. The lead ninja saw Bruce stumbling and smiled behind his mask. Your honor makes you weak, Bruce Lee. You care too much about those children. We care about nothing except completing our mission. That's why we'll win. Bruce straightened up despite the pain coursing through his body. No, he said quietly. That's exactly why you'll lose. What the ninjas didn't know was that Bruce had been stalling for time. Before the fight began, He had managed to trigger a silent alarm connected directly to the Hong Kong police station. He knew he couldn't defeat all 7 elite ninjas without help, but he could hold them off long enough for reinforcements to arrive. The sound of helicopter blades cut through the night air. Spotlights suddenly illuminated the rooftop, making the ninjas shield their eyes. The Hong Kong Special Tactics Unit had arrived, along with Master Wong, Bruce's senior martial arts brother, who now led an elite police combat team. "Bruce," Master Wong's voice boomed through a megaphone. "Hold on. We're coming." The lead ninja's confident expression cracked. He grabbed a smoke bomb from his belt and threw it down, creating a thick cloud that covered the entire rooftop. "Retreat," he commanded his team. "The mission is compromised." But Bruce wasn't letting them escape that easily. Through the smoke, he could hear the ninjas running toward the building's edge, where they had climbing ropes. His body screamed with pain, but he pushed forward. These criminals had terrorized innocent families. They had threatened children. They needed to face justice. Bruce caught the lead ninja just as he reached the rope. Their eyes met, one filled with honor and righteousness, the other with cold calculation and greed. They fought hand to hand, no weapons, just pure skill against skill. Every block, every strike, every movement was executed with deadly precision. "Why do you fight so hard for strangers?" the ninja gasped between attacks. "Those children mean nothing to you." Bruce deflected a punch and responded with a powerful combination that drove his opponent backward. "They mean everything to me. Every innocent life matters. That's something you'll never understand." With one final technique, a move Master Chen had taught him years ago, Bruce struck a precise point on the ninja's shoulder that paralyzed his arm. The criminal fell to his knees, defeated not just physically, but spiritually broken by encountering someone whose convictions were stronger than his training. Police officers swarmed the rooftop, arresting the remaining ninjas. Master Wong rushed to Bruce, catching him as his legs finally gave out from exhaustion and injury. "You did it, brother. You saved them all." Bruce managed a weak smile. "We did it together. I just held the line until help arrived. That's what Master Chen taught us. Know when to fight alone and know when to accept help." The locked room was opened and 30 children rushed out, crying with relief and joy. Their parents arrived minutes later, embracing their kids with tears streaming down their faces. Several parents approached Bruce, who was sitting against a wall while paramedics bandaged his wounds. "Thank you," a mother said, her voice breaking with emotion. "You risked everything for our children. How can we ever repay you?" Bruce looked up at the gathered families, at the children who were now safe, at the captured ninjas being led away in handcuffs. His body ached with every breath, but his heart felt light and peaceful. "You don't need to repay me," he said softly, "but I do have one request. Teach your children what Master Chen taught me. That real strength isn't about muscles or fighting skills. It's about having the courage to stand up for what's right, even when you're afraid, even when you're alone." He gestured toward the captured ninjas. These men were incredibly skilled fighters. They trained for decades to perfect their techniques, but they used their power for evil, to hurt innocent people and create fear. All their skill meant nothing because their hearts were empty of compassion and honor. One of the children, a young girl about 7 years old, stepped forward shyly. "Mr. Lee, were you scared when you were fighting them?" Bruce smiled warmly at her honest question. "Yes, I was terrified. Fear doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. The question is what you do with that fear. Do you let it stop you from protecting others? Or do you use it to make yourself even more determined?" Master Wong helped Bruce to his feet. The two martial arts brothers looked out over Hong Kong's glittering skyline as the sun began to rise, painting the sky in shades of orange and gold. "Master Chen would be proud of you tonight," Wong said quietly. "He'd be proud of all of us," Bruce replied, "because we proved that when good people stand together, evil cannot win. The ninjas were right about one thing. I couldn't defeat all of them alone. But I didn't have to be alone. I had you, the police, and most importantly, I had the strength that comes from fighting for something bigger than myself." The story of Bruce Lee's stand against the Crimson Shadow Syndicate spread throughout Hong Kong and beyond. But more important than the fame was the lesson it taught to everyone who heard it. One person with courage and integrity can make a difference. One person willing to stand up against injustice can inspire others to do the same. As Master Chun had said years ago, true power isn't about defeating your enemies. It's about protecting the innocent, standing firm in your principles, and never surrendering to fear when the helpless need a defender. If this story inspired you to stand up for what's right and never give up on your principles, smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Share this story with someone who needs to hear about courage today. What lesson from Bruce Lee's fight resonated most with you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. Until next time, remember, real strength comes from the heart, not just the fists. Stay strong, stay kind, and keep fighting for justice.